Okay, so welcome. Welcome to the first interdisciplinary workshop on smart grid design and implementation. So just very briefly, I just want to say sort of the motivation for wanting to organize this with David Savington and Paul DeMartini is that personally I really would like to accelerate the move towards sustainable energy, and that's going to require a lot of hardware and science, and it's also going to require a lot more communication and cooperation both with economists and engineers, and communication between economists, engineers, and policymakers. And that's could be accelerated quite a bit, I think, with meetings such as this, where we actually get together and try to create bridges. I think that, but we often work in a vacuum. The control engineers really feel we understand our problem very well. We could solve it if we just could get in there and do it, and the economists feel the same way. I think we really need to partner up quite a bit more. And also, personally, research at the frontier of control and economics and policy is exciting in any context, even without an application. To begin the workshop, I'd like to introduce Robert Lanzalotti, who is the director of the Public Policy Research Center, which funded a large part of this project. I'm very grateful for that. And Robert has a distinguished career. He was dean is the College of Business Administration and director of the Public Policy Research Institute. And he was an eminent scholar chair in American economic institutions. We don't, because of time, I'm not going to go through
go right ahead.
bio, but absolutely remarkable career in business, and economics. But please go ahead. Oh, that's right. This is for you. You've got your own.
I don't need any. Okay. Well, thank you. One correction. David Sappington is going to be very interested to know that I'm the director of the. I happen to have had some spare dollars and I funded it, but David Sappington is the director. I have no responsibility for what transpires there other than financing it. Now, when I was invited to participate in this conference, I was very curious about the timing. Today, as many of our guests from abroad may not realize, is the anniversary of Pearl Harbor Day. I hope are there any from the Far East, Japan here today? If there are, December 7th, 1941 was the day that there was an attack on Pearl Harbor. Even some of our younger generation from this country may not even remember that. In any event, I wonder whether there was any connection. Smart grid design. We had a disastrous communication grid in Pearl Harbor where the various forces, the Navy and the Air Force and the Air Corps at that time, were not able to communicate. In any event, it was a disaster, so I'm interested in the application of smart design here. Some of you may be curious as to why I was selected to welcome you to the University of Florida. As it turns out, one of the rare fringe benefits which emeritus deans enjoy in the twilight of their career is the privilege of delivering welcoming messages to conferences and workshops such as this. As I enter my 24th year of emeritus status, and my 92nd birth year, I might add, I'm pretty proud to report that I've exercised this privilege of welcoming conferences on the order of 20 to 25 times. I'm submitting this now to Guinness Book of Records for perfunctory trivia. I think that I should rank somewhere up there near the top. Additionally, I need to mention that on occasion, when I have welcomed conferences that had subject matter in the area of my limited confidence, or even bordering on it, I occasionally have shocked and embarrassed some the sponsors particularly, by pretending to pose a question that was relevant and possibly intelligent for consideration by the conferees. Now, fortunately for you today, I'm going to spare you that embarrassment for the simple and persuasive reason that I have absolutely no knowledge or background about this subject, other than I have an intense interest in learning about asynchronous wind from Janus and its possible application to my golf game. Therefore, I'm going to advise you that I'm going to revert to the standard classical model for welcoming talks, and I now declare that all of you should be considered officially welcome to the University of Florida. And let's look forward to hearing what Bill Booth has to say about electrical systems without reserves. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robert. So yes, our